Yesterday, the March for Medicare for All had a issue with a infiltrator trying to become part of their march in Muncie, Indiana. And they had a thread explaining what had happened. And it was a real transparent statement, in my opinion, even though there are people who are just interested in moving the goalpost and saying that it wasn't good enough. This morning, our national collective voted to shut down the event in Muncie, Indiana in all capacities. March for Medicare for All no longer has any affiliation with any event in Muncie. We unequivocally condemn and denounce the planners in Muncie who made the choice to have the person currently known as Matt H. Bach as a keynote speaker. The Muncie organizers didn't go through the proper channels, and the graphic design volunteers were unaware. The person who submitted the photos to our design team has since disappeared from our workspace. Over the last several weeks, we have been bombarded with infiltrators wishing to cause confusion and derail this movement. Our volunteers are working diligently to fix the situation and will be setting up new procedures to ensure that this does not happen again. While our grassroots volunteers have the freedom to make their own local choices independently, the values of our keynote speaker of the Muncie event didn't reflect the rest of the movement at large. March for Medicare for All takes pride in being a non-hierarchical, non-partisan group which attempts to be as inclusive as possible. However, the safety of our volunteers and those we are fighting for comes first. We want Medicare for all, and that should be reflected by the behavior of those with our movement. We do not wish to slight the people of Indiana and hope they can join us at one of our many other events. First off, I want to say that March for Medicare for All was transparent and reactive to responding to the issue of this white supremacist infiltrator on the event. But what's annoying is you see that same type of divide between pro force the vote and anti force the vote people. And what you see is it's being done by people who consider themselves left, progressives, who are fighting against the effort to help organize for Medicare for All. And as I said, this is a small group of organizers, and mistakes are going to happen. But the truth is, we got a quick and transparent response in spite of the bad faith actors who are coming out and trying to move the goalposts and saying this was not good enough. And once again, this is a issue where force the vote people, anti-force the vote people said back in January, when only a small amount of people made it out to Washington, D.C., they punched down and mocked it. And now that there's real organization taking place, 34 cities, including 3 here in my state of Colorado, and where I plan to be at the one in downtown Denver, Saturday, July 4th. they're the ones who are trying to handicap the movement. The same group of progressives who consider the best way to advance the movement is to sit and do nothing other than using your opportunities electorally every 2 to 4 years. Facts are that it just isn't enough. And although football analogies were fun to throw around during Force the Vote, especially by Ryan Grimm, I'm going to throw out a football analogy of my own to show y'all what these anti-Force the Vote, Medicare For All marchers are doing right now. And that is, what they're doing is they're trying to tackle their own running back in the backfield for a loss of yardage. And this is the type of shit that's happening right here, right now. Although these shitty infiltrators, bad faith actors are going to continue to try to hold this card against this March for Medicare for All. When the reality is they've tried to make the best response and while being transparent and fixing the situation in the best way they possibly could. And this is not the moment to be turned away from this movement, because these same people that were anti-Force the Vote and are now anti this March for Medicare for all they do is shift the fucking goalpost at any opportunity. Oh, you're not organizing right. Your march should have more professionals, like doctors and nurses. Okay, like white supremacist doctor or nurse can't infiltrate that event either. The point is, it's possible for even the more established groups like DSA, for example, to be infiltrated by this as well. But we aren't going to hear those same people outraged the next time we hear about that, an infiltration case happening with them, are we? No, I don't think so. So the point is, we move forward. And that over time, people are going to come to realize that by and large, the people involved are genuine people. And it's 3+ weeks away, especially on Saturday, that's when it'll be. And it's frustrating that that there's people who want to try to handicap this movement, because the outside pressure is a highly essential part to getting anything done. And what's clear to me is that group would rather just sit on the ball or even tackle people backwards in their act of being 100% pure. Just know that our outside game is weak right And there's a lot more that needs to be done to improve on pressuring the two-party system from the outside. And March for Medicare for All is a good start because we won't get it in our lifetime if we just continue to wait on the opportunities for electoralism. And that's true with so many other policies that are important. The only way it's going to happen is with outside pressure, and we can't get anything done. And when you try to limit the potential of these outside movements, it's going to hurt us all as a whole.